learn about tenses. Today we are going to learn about tenses. So you know what is mean of tense? So in general way, tense is nothing but time. Tense is nothing but time. In general way, tense is nothing but time. I mean tenses tense tell us tense tells us time of action, time of an action, time of an action. So I mean tense. So it has a so tense is a nothing but time. So tenses tell us a time of an action, time of an action. So here we have three tenses. Basically, we have three tenses in English. So basically in English, three tenses. So each tense, but each tense must have four aspects. Four aspects. So they are simple, continuous, continuous, perfect. Fourth one, perfect, continuous. So what is tense? Tense is nothing but time. Tense is nothing but time. Tense tells us a time of an action, a time of an action. Tense tells us a time of action. So basically, in English, we have three tenses. We have three tenses. So what are they? First, basically, I tell you what is the three tenses. So three tenses, basic three tenses. So I mean three times. What one is past, second one is present, and third one is future. So these three tenses, basics in English here. So one is past, the second one is present, the third one is future. So past, it is a right now. It's a past. Sorry, present. Go to future. That is a future tense. It's a future. Go to front, future, that is a future tense. Go to back, so that is a past. We go to back, so that is past. So a present situation that calls present. So we go to future, go to front, that is a future tense. That is future tense. So in English, basically three tenses: past tense, present tense, future tense. So these three tenses, each tenses, each these three tenses must have four aspects. Must have four aspects. They are simple. One is simple. The second one is continuous. The third one is perfect. The fourth one is perfect continuous tense. So each tense must have these four aspects. If you take present tense, so simple present, a present continuous, present perfect continuous tense. Then you can take second one, past tense. Then the first, we can add the first one, a simple past tense. Then second one, past continuous tense. Then fourth one, past perfect tense. Third one, for past perfect tense. Fourth one, past perfect continuous tense. Then you can take a future tense. Then we can add these these four aspects. So then simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, future perfect continuous tense. So these are all 12 tenses in English. So we have 12 tenses, 12 tenses in English. In English, how many tenses in English? 12 tenses. So what are they? So I mean, we can add these three tenses, four aspects of these three tenses. So past key of four aspects, present key four aspects, of future key four aspects we can add. So I mean, simple, continuous, perfect continuous tense. We these, I mean, we add these four aspects of each tenses. So that's why totally in English 12 tenses. So right now we are learning about the first one. Now we are learning about the first one, simple present tense. Simple present tense. So okay, simple present tense. So now we are discussing about the first one, simple present tense. So already I told you what is the tense. Tense is nothing but time. So tense tells us action of time. Action of time. So right, we will start with the simple tense. So simple tense usually refer to a single action. Usually refer to a single action. Single action. Simple tense usually refer to a single action. So in general, simple tense express facts and situations that excited in the past, excited in the present, or will excited in the future. So here, I mean, we use the simple present tense when action is happening right now. So when action is happening right now, so we use the simple present tense, the simple present tense, the simple present tense when an action an action, so when an action is happening right now, right now. So I mean, so it is used to describe habits, unchanging situations, general truths, routine things, facts, etc. I mean, the simple present tense is used to express habitual actions, unchanging situations, general truths, routine things, facts, like this. So, what is simple present tense? Simple present tense is when action is happening right now. When action is happening right now. So happening right now. So uh, the simple present tense is used to express I mean the simple present tense the simple present tense the simple present tense is used to express habitual actions, general truths, unchanging things, unchanging situations, routine things, facts, etc. So I can share one image. Just wait here. So you can see in here. Simple present tense, about these simple present tense. So we use present simple, I mean simple present tense to talk about so facts, habits and routine things, and feelings and emotions, general truths. So I mean the simple present tense is used to express, so the used to express, or we we use to we use to talk about facts, habitual actions, or routine things, of feeling and emotions, general truths, like these. So if we express our facts, if we express our habits or routine things, then we use simple present tense. So the structure of simple present tense, wait, the structure of simple present tense here, wait. Okay, so the structure of simple present tense in affirmative sentence, so it has a subject plus verb one plus object, I mean, so in the affirmative sentence, subject is singular. I mean, the third person. Then we add s form of this verb. Then I mean, subject plus verb one plus, I mean, a present verb one. Verb one means present verb form. Present verb form. Subject plus verb one plus s form. S form plus object when we use these structure. So if the subject is third person, who's third person? Already I told you what is third persons. He, she, it, any singular nouns is called third person. Already I told you. He, she, it, any singular noun are called a third person. So the person is spoken of is called third person. Already I told you. So here we follow two structures of these affirmative sentences. So that is subject plus v1 plus object, that is one structure, and the second one is subject plus v1 plus s form plus object. So this is second structure. So when we use the first structure of these, so if the subject I, we, you, they, if the subject I, we, you, they, then we use these structure, then we follow this structure, I mean subject plus v1 plus object. So if the subject is third person, if the subject is third person, I mean he, she, it, and any singular noun, then we follow this structure, that is subject plus v1 plus s form plus object. So wait, so you can see here, you can observe in these examples. So a subject I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they, these are all subjects. So I mean the structure is subject plus v1, I mean present verb form, v1 plus object. So these are already he mentioned here. So these are subject, and these are v1 read. So these are v1, and these are object. So I read, I read every day, you read every day. So like these we can follow this structure. So if the subject he, she, it, and any singular noun, then we follow s form, so here you can observe add s of these verb, add s of these verb. So I mean verb plus s form. So I told you what are the s form rules. So now I am telling about these s form rules. Just after this completed this topic, so we follow this structure. So I read every day. So this structure, we follow this structure. If the subject I, you, we, they, then we follow this structure. If the subject he, she, it, then we follow subject plus v1 plus s form. So then object is also same. So here the subject he, she, it, then we follow add s. Then I mean we follow the second structure, so s form. So we add s of these verb. So here he, she, it, he, she, it, and then he reads every day, she reads every day, it reads every day. I mean a singular noun, for example Ramya reads every day, like this. So here I read every day, you read every day, I read once a week, I read at home, like this you can follow these examples. So like this, he reads once a week, he reads at home, she reads once a week, she reads at home, like this you can follow these structures. So if the subject he, she, it, then we can follow the second structure, that is subject plus v1 plus s form plus object. If the subject I, we, you, they, then we can follow the first structure, that is the subject plus v1 plus object. So wait. So here I told you what are the S form rules. So now we are discussing about rules of third person, a singular he, she, it. So if we add, already we discussed so about S form rules, So what are the S form rules? S form rules. S form rules. So we add s only, then then irregular verbs. Then we irregular verbs. So work, works, eat, eats, play, plays, swim, swims, write, writes. These are irregular verbs. So if the word, I mean verb ends in consonant plus y. So if the word end with y before consonant. So y before consonant, then we add I, we remove y, and then we add ies. I mean, we remove y letter, remove y letter. So if the word, I mean, if the verb ending in consonant and plus y, I mean, if the word end with y letter before consonant, then we can change, I mean, then we can change that word like we remove we remove y letter and add ies, and add ies. Ies, we can add ies. So if you take these, you can see in these words. So study, if you take this word study, so the word study ends with the word study ends with y before it has a consonant d. It's a consonant word. D, it's a consonant letter. D, it's a consonant letter. So then we add s form like these studies, study, I mean, already I told you y is remove, y letter is removed, y letter remove, and add ies, then this is the s form. We can add these s form. So I mean, if the word end with y before consonant, then the word add s form rule like ies. In this word, y letter is removed, y letter removed, y letter removed. So example, you can see here, cry, cry, it's end with y. The word before or, it's a consonant letter, it's a consonant letter. That's why we can add ies. That's why we can add ies. I mean, y is a remove. Y is removed and add ies. So you can take another word, try. Try, the word try end with y, and before or, it's a consonant letter, it's a consonant letter. I mean, if the word end with y before consonants, then we can add ies. At that moment we removed y letter. At that moment we removed y letter. So then verbs ending in o, sh, c, I mean tch, s, ss, then we add es, I mean, if the word end with o, sh, ch, x, ss, then we can add es. For example, you can observe in these words. So for example, if you take go, so go, the word end with then we can add s form rule, es. So yes, so that is the word is goes. The word end with wo. Go. The word end with wo. Then we can add es. Then we call this goes. So if the word end with wo, if the word, I mean, verbs ending in wo, sh, ch, x, ss, then we can add es form. Totally, we have three types of s forms. Already I told you in the previous class. Already we discussed in the previous class. So what is the s form rules? So we can add s, we can add es, we can add ies. These three these three types s form rules. So these three, where we follow these type of three s form rules. So if the word end with y letter before consonant, then we can add ies, and then we remove y letter. So if the word o sh ch x ss, then we can add es, then we can add es. So if there is no of these rules, then we can add just only yes. So that's a general way. So like work, works, eat, eats, play, plays, swim, swims, write, writes. You can observe this word play. It's the word, I mean, it's end with y. Play the word, sorry, play the word end with y. So in end with word, already I told you. So if the word end with y before consonant, then we can add ies and we remove y letter. So but if the word end with y letter before vowel letter, then we do not add ies. So we do not use ies, we do not add ies, just we add s only, and we do not remove y letter. We do not remove y letter. You observe this example. So the word play. So here, so y is a end. These, I mean, in this word ending y. So before y, so before y, a letter. It's a vowel letter. It's a vowel letter. I mean, if the word end with y before vowel letter, then we do not remove y letter and we do not use ies. Just we add just only yes. If the word end with y letter before consonant, then we can add ies and we remove y letter, and we remove y letter. If the word end with o sh ch x ss, then we add es, then we add es only. So right. So we know about s form rules, and we know, wait, and we know about structure of the simple present tense. Simple present tense, only affirmative sentence structure. So now we can see examples, I mean, where we use simple present tense. We use simple present tense to talk about facts, uh, habits and routine things, feelings and emotions, a general truth, like this. So, for example, I live in Poland. So, this is a sentence. So, I live in Poland. So, if you follow these two structures, so one is subject plus v1 plus object. The second one is subject plus v1 plus s form plus object. So if the subject I, we, you, they, then we can follow the first structure. If the subject he, she, it, any singular noun, then we can follow the second structure. Okay, right? You can observe this sentence. I live in Poland. Then you can change only subject of this sentence. So you, sorry, wait. Okay, I live in Poland. So we can change only subject in this sentence. So she lives. She lives. I mean, we can add s of this verb. We can add s of this verb. Why we can add s of this verb? So I mean, already I told you we can follow second structure of simple present tense. Second structure of simple present tense of the affirm, uh, affirmative sentence. Affirmative sentence. So what is the second structure? Subject plus v1 plus s form plus object. So here you can follow this structure. So the subject is she. Subject is she. So that's why we follow the second structure, that is v1 plus s form plus object. So here live, it's a verb word. So live is a verb. So in this sentence live is a verb. So we can add this word. s, we can add s of this verb. So she lives in Poland. So if you use we, what we write here? So I mean, we live in Poland. We do not add s, we do not add s. So only the subject if the subject is I, we, you, they, then we follow just v1 plus object. If the subject is he, she, it, any singular noun, then we can follow subject plus v1 plus s form plus object. So you can write of these examples in your notes. So can you write can you write all can you write all the subject use of these sentence? So I mean, you can write I live in Poland, you live in Poland, she lives in Poland, he lives in Poland, Rani lives in Poland, it lives in Poland, you live in Poland, we live in Poland, they live in Poland. Like this, you can change only subject of this sentence. Can you write? So you can write of these sentence only can change subject only. Then you can also write this here also same. You can change only subject of this sentence. Can you write only change subject of this sentence? For example, if you take he, then how to write this sentence? So for example, he, the subject is he, it is a third person. Then when the third person use in the subject, then we use s form, of the verb. So s form of the verb. So already we know it has a, I mean, s form has three types of s forms. So one is yes, and the second one is yes, the third one is ies. When we use ies, when we use es, when we use s, so already I told you, if the word end with O, X, SS, SH, CH, then we add ES only. Then we add ES only. If the word Y letter, if the word end with Y letter before consonant, then we can add IES and we remove Y letter. We remove Y letter of the verb. So then we regularly we use just the s of the verb, just we add s of the remaining verbs. So you can write of these four examples, you can use all subjects. Example, he, she, you, they, I, we, it, or you can use all these subject, and you can write of these sentence. So for example, here you can see they swim every day. So you can use he swims every day. You can use I swim every day. So you can use uh, we we swim every day. So you can use she. So that is you can write here like this: she swims, she swims every day. You can use i I swims every day. Like this, you can use all these subject. Just only you can change only subject. You can write these example. So another one. So they like pizza. These also you can write all subject uses. So and another one is Sunday comes after Saturday. You can use uh, okay, it's not use all these subjects. I mean, a first person or second person or third person only singular here is. So a Sunday, it's a singular noun. Sunday is a singular noun. That's why we can add s. That's why you can add s. So here Sunday, it's a singular noun, it represents singular noun. I mean, if you use Sundays, then we do not use s form, I mean, here all Sundays. So that's why it's a plural noun. A Sunday is a singular, Sundays is a plural noun. So if the word begin with the plural noun, if the subject plural noun, then we do not use s form. Then we do not use s form. I mean, yes, or es or ies. We do not use. So wait. So for example, make affirmative sentence. One example, he goes to school. So he goes to school. It's a wait. So this is a sentence. So it is a affirmative sentence. He goes to school. He goes to school. Here, goes is a verb. So you can write all the subjects. You can use all the subject. He, she, it, we, and they, I. Any other missing? I, you. You can use of these subjects. You can use of these pronouns. So I mean, he goes to school, she goes to school. Already I use it, I. So I, yeah, it goes to school, we go to school. Here subject is we, that's why we do not use yes. So we go to school, you go to school, I go to school, they go to school. Say here, so we do not use s form, s form of these subjects. So what are these subjects? I, you, we, they. When we use these subject, we do not use s form. So you can write these example also. Uh, so next one. So there, I mean, make a affirmative sentence to they eat. So they eat. I mean, they eat a lot. They eat a lot. Then you can change only subject. Then you can change only subject. Then you can change only subject. So if you use she, so what is, you can write she eats. She eats. I mean, you can add s. You can add s. So if the word like wash, for example, he washes, he washes his clothes, his cloth, his clothes on Sundays. On Sundays. So we use yes, yes. Why? Because so if the word end with sh, if the word end with sh, sh, ch, o, x, then we add es. Then we add es form. Then we add es form. So here you can wait. So another example you can see. So make a affirmative sentence 3. She surf. So here subject is she, so subject is she. So that then we use s form. We use s form. So she surfs the internet. She surfs the internet. Then we use if the subject is I. So what we write here? What we write here? So surf. Surf the internet. Surf the internet. If the subject, if the subject they, then then what we write here is same, serve. So I mean they serve the internet. So if the subject is she or I mean he, then what we write? So he serves the internet. So like this you can use only, I mean, affirmative sentences. In the affirmative sentence, two, in the affirmative sentence, so two structure of simple present tense. So that is two structure of simple present tense. That is one is subject plus verb one plus verb one means present verb form. Present verb form. So then object. So object. If the second structure is subject plus verb one, that means present verb form. Present verb form plus s form plus object. S form plus object. I mean, affirmative sentences, it has two structures, two formulas. It has two formulas. one is subject plus v1 plus object, the second one is subject plus v1 plus s form plus object. So if the subject has have, I mean they, you, we, I, then we can follow the first structure. If the subject is he, she, it, any singular noun, then we can follow the second structure, subject plus v1 plus s form plus object. So if you write, I mean you're all right of these example of all users of all pronouns, I mean I, we, they, you, he, it, any singular noun, any singular noun, any singular noun. So you use of these these subjects of these sentences. So I mean already in the, already we have seen a previous, wait, we have seen in previous sentences. So like these, they eat a lot, so she goes to school. So, and make affirmative sentence for one, fourth one. So that is I play, so I play the flute, I play the flute. So then we use subject, I mean that is he, wait, so he plays here, we write here s form. So why? Because so the word end with y letter, but before vowel letter, that's why we can add only s. If the word end with y letter before consonant, then we can add ies, then we can add ies. Y is removed, y, y letter removed, removed, y letter removed. Okay, so you can, next next one, wait. So next, make affirmative sentence, fifth one, that is cry, I mean she cries, that is she cries. You can use all these subjects, she, it, you, I, we, you, like this. So here now just we have learned about how to use in affirmative sentence. Now we are going to learn about how to use negative in the negative sentence, how to use in the negative form, negative sentence form. So here, so in affirmative sentence we use two structures. One is subject plus v1 plus object, the second one is subject plus v1 plus s forms plus object. So here we can follow, I mean mainly in the affirmative sentences, subject plus v1 plus object, you can follow these structure in the affirmative sentence. So we follow in the negative form sentences. So here helping verb, I mean auxiliary verbs, like auxiliary verbs already I told you. So I mean verb is a mainly divided into two types. So principal verb and helping verb. Helping verb is also called auxiliaries. Auxiliary auxiliary verbs again subdivided into two types, primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. So modal auxiliaries are can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, used to, ought to. These are all modal auxiliaries. So primary auxiliaries again subdivided into three types: be forms, do forms, have forms. So do forms are do, does, did, doing are called do forms. Be forms, be forms, be, being, am, is, or, was, were are called be forms. Have forms, have, has, had, having, these are all called have forms. So here we use in the negative sentence form, in the present, in the simple present tense, we follow the structure, this structure. So subject plus helping verb plus verb 1 plus object, verb 1 plus object. So I mean in the negative sentences we use helping verb, auxiliary verb, we use auxiliary verb, that is only, do form, that is only do form. So in the present do forms, what are the present do forms? Do and does. So these are present do forms, do and does. These two are present do forms. These two are present do forms. So here in the negative form sentence, in the negative form sentence, we use these two words. I mean, do or does. So, and what is the meaning of negative? So, what are the negative words? So, not is a negative word. No is a negative word. Never is a negative word. So here we use these negative words of these anyone. I mean, we use a not. This is a indicate the negative. This the word not is indicate to negative thing. So here negative word is not. So and we use a do form auxiliary verb here, that is do or does. So already we known about where we use s form or and where we does not use s form. So I mean, if the subject begins with if the subject he, she, it, any singular noun, then we add s form. So if the subject I, we, you, they, then we use only then we do not use s form. I mean, only we can follow the structure subject plus verb one plus object. So here the same here. I mean, if the subject I, you, we, they, then we use do not. So if the subject is third person, already I told you what are the third persons. I mean, third persons, he, she, it, any singular nouns are called third persons. So here, if the subject third person, then we use does. Automatically not is, I mean, negative word not is used. So not is used all these negative words. So here does, he, she, it, does not, like this. So I mean, if the subject is he, she, it, any singular noun, then we use this structure. I mean, subject plus uh, does not, or doesn't. It is a short form of does not. So doesn't plus verb one plus object. So if the subject is I, you, we, they, then we follow subject plus do not plus verb one plus object. So this is the structure of negative form of the simple present tense. So in this class we learn about in this class we learn about simple present tense. So I mean, uh, the basic of tenses. So we have three basics of tenses. So present tense, past tense, future tense. Every tense must have four aspects. So like present, I mean, simple tense, simple and continuous and perfect continuous tense. These four aspects must have every three aspect, every each tense. I mean, we know we have in English basically three tenses: past, present, future. So all these three tenses, each one must have four aspects, like simple, continuous, perfect continuous. So if you take present tense, I mean present. So then we can add these four aspects. I mean, simple present tense, present continuous, present perfect continuous. All these four aspects add to the remaining past tense, remaining future tense. So here totally in English we have 12 tenses. So in the beginning we start with the first one, a simple present tense. So what is simple present tense? I mean, when we use simple present tense, The simple present tense is used to express facts, habitual actions, feelings and emotions, general truths we can use to express these things of simple present tense. So when we use simple present tense, we can follow the structure of the structure. So in the affirmative sentence, so the structure is subject plus v1 plus object. If the subject I, you, we, they, then we can follow subject plus v1 plus object. If the subject is third person, then we can follow subject plus verb 1 plus s form plus object. So mm, if the word, I mean, if the sentence negative form, then we follow another structure, that is subject plus do or does not plus verb 1 plus object. I mean, if the subject is I, we, you, they, then we use plus do not plus verb 1 plus object. If the subject is a third person, then we use does not plus verb 1 plus object. These these all things we have learned in this class. So now I would like to stop here, and we'll continue the remaining topic of this topic. So we will meet in the next class. Thank you everyone. Bye, all of you. Bye.
Hi, sir.
um, so bye.